In the making here as Donald John Trump, the first former president to ever face an indictment. You'll remember Mr. Trump said just last week he expected to be arrested. And when that didn't happen and the grand jury kept hearing from witnesses, there was much reporting that this wouldn't happen until late April. As it stands now, the 23 grand jurors rendered an indictment this evening. And that sets up formal charges and an arrest of sorts for the former president.
The thugs and criminals who are corrupting our justice system will be defeated, discredited, and totally disgraced.
Former President Donald Trump has waged a renewed war of words as the grand jury heard testimony in Lower Manhattan related to the hush money payments he allegedly made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Daniels said she had a brief affair with Mr. Trump, who denies the encounter. By contrast, we've caught only brief glimpses of the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the man prosecuting the case. He's spoken through carefully worded statements, including tonight, quote, "We contacted Mr. Trump's attorney to coordinate his surrender to the Manhattan DA's office for arraignment on the Supreme Court indictment, which remains under seal." As for what we do know about the sealed charges, the key witness in the case is Mr. Trump's former fixer and attorney Michael Cohen, who was convicted on a federal charge related to the Daniels payment. Mr. Trump and his allies have been assailing Cohen's credibility. The grand jury also heard twice from former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker, who's said to be a key figure in the hush money payments. We may not find out specifics about the charges until right up to the moment when the former president is arraigned, perhaps early next week, which will look like this.
Be fingerprinted, be photographed, and then taken to a courtroom to appear before a Supreme Court judge to be arraigned on the actual document.
Veteran New York defense attorney Arthur Aidala says there will be a high degree of coordination with the Secret Service, and as a result, handcuffs may not be necessary. He also says cases like these tend to end in a plea deal with no jail time. But the former president and leading candidate to be the Republican nominee in 2024 is already fundraising off this and trying to score political points. He may let it go to trial.
Because the risk is not too tremendous. I do not see any judge putting Donald Trump in jail.
Unlike these charges, remember that legal scholars do believe that the grand jury proceedings both in Georgia and at the federal level tied to January 6th and the 2020 election, far more serious, might risk jail there. But back to this case with these existing charges, congressional Republicans standing shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Trump. Now Speaker McCarthy reiterating his pledge to investigate Bragg as a result of this indictment.